folks, here we go. Got a couple more good, stories that need to be addressed. And this first story is about Alexis Crawford, who's a 21-year-old Clark University student that is missing. And so I've been kind of like on a little lightweight crusade against violence against women here, and women and girls, black women and black girls. On this particular one, I'm going to show her picture here. Try to get a good picture, a view of her picture. This is Alexis Crawford, 21-year-old Clark University student that at this particular time is missing. And so she's been missing, let's see. Alexis Crawford, a 21-year-old senior at Clark University, was last seen at her off-campus apartment on October 30th, according to the roommate, and her family reported her missing 2 days later when she failed to show up for class or work. Investigators released images on Tuesday captured by surveillance cameras at a Southwest Atlanta business before she disappeared. Hoping to grab the attention of residents who may recognize her, she was wearing dark-colored jeans and a pink hoodie and with white lettering on the front, and the clothing she was last known to be wearing. She's a beautiful, fun-loving girl. Her great aunt and Brenda Crawford told the reporters on Monday she's the type of girl that when she sees you, when you come in the house, the first thing she's going to do is give you a hug. So I'm gonna give you a picture of her with the stuff she was seen with last. This is what she had on last. It's a video of her at the store, at some kind of like convenience store. And she had on a pink hoodie and black pants. And those were the pictures, the last pictures that they had of her from that were on camera. She was active on social media. Later that evening, and her roommate said she took her to a nearby liquor store at around 11:30 and returned home. The roommate said she last saw Alexis Crawford around midnight before she retired to her room for the night. She said that the house was empty when she left for class the following morning and the front door was locked. Alexis Crawford's family said it was extremely rare for her to go more than a day without speaking to her parents or at least one of her siblings. So she's out there right now. The family, which lives in Athens, Georgia, about 70 miles northeast of Atlanta, said she has 4 sisters and 5 brothers who are all worried about her. And her eldest brother, Derek Carter, vowed to stay in town for as long as possible to help locate her. So they're out there looking. Family's out there. So if you see her, contact the Atlanta PD hotline as soon as possible. So this is something we're trying to do right now nationwide, and it says you gotta close the school to prison pipeline for good. Recently, footage of a school resource officer violently apprehending an 11-year-old black girl hit the social media feeds. That video highlighted the unfortunate reality that the young black and brown students across the country live with this threat every day, and reopened conversation about a central question: why was a police officer there to begin with? In the 1990s, hundreds of police officers were deployed to public schools across the country as a component of the war on drugs and later in response to school shootings. Today, at least 14 million students attend schools staffed with the police officer, but without a single counselor, social worker, psychologist, or nurse. Let me repeat that. Today, at least 14 million students attend schools staffed with a police officer, but without a single counselor, a single social worker, a single psychologist, or a single nurse. The result is that in many cases, an infraction as simple as backtalking and skipping class that should end in detention or administrative intervention can end in an arrest. Over the years, the implementation of policies from zero tolerance to surveillance and criminalizing lateness and absenteeism have created a system of loopholes that trap our most vulnerable students in a pipeline kept alive by the for-profit prison system. It's a system that disproportionately hurts black and brown students and undermines their learning. Enough is enough. No student should have to learn in an environment where there's a threat of incarceration. The presence of armed officers in our schools sends a message to our children. We are telling them there will be no second chances. We are telling them that stepping out of line can result in violence or a criminal offense. This should be unacceptable in any environment, especially in our schools. So we got to work right now to try to get these overzealous Nazi cops, man, out of our school districts and away from our children, because see, they trying to do whatever they can to create an environment for somebody that's going in there and they like, wow, you get these people, the kids going to school, they walking through metal detectors and you got cops beating up little girls, man. You got grown men throwing little black girls around and throwing them on the ground and tackling them and hog tying them and stuff. This kind of ridiculous stuff has got to stop, man. It's got to stop. Kids need to go to school to learn, not go to school to be in fear of being attacked by a doggone racist idiot with a badge. And that's all it is, just racist idiots with badges out there, trying to trying to throw their weight around and harassing little kids, man, out there harassing children, babies. All right, here's the story about a chump. It's a real story about a chump here that a serious chump that called himself doing something smart, but they caught his butt. And another racist idiot out there in the streets, man. Another racist clown. And this guy here has been he's charged with a hate crime after attacking an Hispanic man with so this is 61-year-old Milwaukee idiot has been charged with a hate crime on Friday's acid attack on a Hispanic man outside a restaurant. Chilton A. Blackwell faces a count of first-degree reckless injury as a hate crime and compliant issues Wednesday afternoon. Wisconsin hate crime refers to extra punishment that can be imposed on someone convicted of a crime when the victim was targeted based on their race, religion, color, disability, sexual orientation, national origin, or ancestry. First-degree reckless injury carries a maximum penalty of 15 years in prison plus 10 years of extended supervision. The hate crime enhancement would allow for an additional 5 years, so that would be 20 years in prison. Blackwell remains in the Milwaukee County Jail on $10,000 bail. He could make his initial court appearance on Wednesday afternoon or Thursday morning. And Mahoud Villalaz, 42 years old, suffered second-degree burns to his face after police say Blackwell splashed acid on the victim, and after the discussion was followed by Blackwell asking him, "Why did you invade my country?" Villalaz, a U.S. citizen who migrated from Peru, said Blackwell called him an illegal and told him to go back, cussed him out. Villalaz told police he called Blackwell a racist before Blackwell threw acid at him from a metal bottle he had in a satchel. Police recovered the acid at Blackwell's and 2 bottles of acid at his residence, and he's under arrest. Thank God for that. Good riddance, and keep him. Don't let him out. These people are ridiculous, man. And as I said before, you can pretty much thank the DC dunce for that one. You know, that's the news, folks.